Hello there, I'm MGTOW Academy. This video is dedicated to my viewers and listeners who support my YouTube channel and my podcast, and also to those in the podcasting subreddit who have guided me and shared amazing advice to me and many others. It's now my turn to give back. So I'm producing this mini-series to give my followers an inside look at how I do things, and also to give others an idea of how to produce content using only a mobile device. So this introduction video will kind of outline the goal of this mini-series and why I'm doing it. So whether you have a channel or podcast or thinking of starting one, be sure to stick around as I have some stuff to share with you today. I'm also going to give some advice to you if you're considering to begin content production. This advice is based on the mistakes I made when I first started out. So I will share with you guys how I started out and how I incrementally increased the quality of my videos. In the modern world we live in, a tiny little device that can fit into your pocket is capable of reaching millions. We see it all the time on social media. Someone just picks up their phone, they record something, it goes viral, and that thing can fit into your pocket. All you need is a good idea, an internet connection, and a mobile device, and that's it. And as indicated in the thumbnail, no computer is needed, period. No clickbait, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And yes, it really can be broken down into 5 steps. It's really that simple. So, as I said earlier, this is the introduction video for a mini-series that I'm doing to celebrate the MGTOW Academy YouTube channel passing 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all my subscribers, by the way. Love you guys. So that's a number that I thought that was once impossible. That number is now a reality, and you can achieve that too. In this video, I'll explain how I started small and grew using creativity, the most important weapon for a content creator in this new age we live in. So remember that there will be more videos that's coming up in the next few days about each individual step. It's not just in one video. There will be, different videos for each different steps. This is just the introduction video. So anyways, here's a little fun fact about me. This is not my first attempt at giving content creation a go. MGTOW Academy was actually my second attempt. I had an old YouTube channel called PowerPoint Learning, and that will be linked to you all in the description box below for you guys to enjoy. So cringeworthy, yes. A failure, not in my opinion. So I learned that with a crappy cheap Android phone, I could launch a YouTube channel if I wanted to. While the channel itself was unsuccessful, the lessons I learned from creating that one and only video is priceless to me. It taught me that creativity and an open mind is the answer to a lot of your problems, a concept that I still apply with my current YouTube channel and podcast, both of which are successful if you were to ask me. If you're watching this and you're thinking of launching a YouTube channel or launching a podcast, I highly encourage you to at least try. Worst case scenario is that it doesn't get a lot of views or listens or whatever. That's the worst thing that could happen, really. Who knows? You could maybe learn a thing or two that you can take with you no matter where you go in life, regardless of the outcome of your channel or podcast. There's no need to have the perfect first upload. In fact, I want you to check out the first video I ever uploaded to the MGTOW Academy YouTube channel. You know what? It's cringy as hell, yes. But you know what? I kept uploading. And as you go from older videos to my newer videos, you should hopefully notice the quality of the videos increasing. Trust the process, my friend. It will work in your favor. So here's a few things you need to grasp as a content creator. So we'll start off with trying new things out. Try new things out. That means a new style of videos, a new way of editing, a new recording setup, a new script writing schedule. These are all things that I messed around with and tinkered with and changed up a bit until I found something that works for me. Everyone is different, right? We all work differently. We all have different lives, different work habits, concentration capabilities, and all these different factors will affect your content creation one way or another. So find a way to make these things work. There is no one size fits all. It's different for everybody. I'm still trying out new things myself. Right now, I'm experimenting with mobile streaming. Yes, I mean that I'm attempting to somehow broadcast from my iPad to my YouTube channel. You know what happened? It failed. It was a failure. Yeah, it failed. But I'll find a way to make it work just like I always have. That's the mentality you need to have. You won't always find success. Not every time. Not the first time you're not going to strike gold. That's not always going to happen. Failure is not when you give up. That's when you try harder until you get the desired results. That is the mentality you need to have in order to find success. Another important concept to understand is that you can start small and do just fine. That's exactly what I did. If your content is truly worth it, truly worth it, then the thumbnails, the audio quality, camera quality, and all that stuff do not matter. If you're struggling to make a decision like, is my audio too bad, or are my thumbnails really bad? I don't know. Put yourself in the shoes of your intended audience or something like that. What are they looking for? When I made this video, I asked myself, what is the intended audience looking for that makes them think, hey, I think that's the video I'm looking for? You know what I mean? Of course, there's more ways to improve your content, but that's for later. Right now, I'm talking about starting off small. So let me tell you guys how I did it. So I started MGTOW Academy with my iPad Pro, which is really just a big iPad. And hey, you guys want to know how I made the original MGTOW Academy logo? The one you see on the screen right now? Yes, the one on the screen right now. I used Google Slides. Yes, I literally put a text box over an image, and that was my logo. That was it. So I screenshotted the presentation slide, I cropped it, and that was it. So my channel of now 1,000 plus subscribers started off from a screenshot of a Google slide. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing fancy, but it was enough at the time. I actually used the Microsoft PowerPoint app for the iPad to produce a lot of my older thumbnails. So a concept you need to be familiar with to grow as a content creator is to continuously be improving. You need to be familiar with that idea. All right. I went from no actual thumbnail where YouTube just auto-selected a random frame from the video to Microsoft PowerPoint, which I used for quite a bit of time. In fact, I started MGTOW News with Microsoft PowerPoint. For those of you who don't know my channel that well, MGTOW News was a weekly news series I did to fill in the hiatus for my podcast. I wasn't able to upload due to problems with my hosting service for a good deal of time, and there was just there was a huge blank space with my uploads. So to fill in that blank space, I created MGTOW News, and all the images used for the segments and even the logo was all done in PowerPoint, and it was an alright series. I definitely enjoyed doing it, and I'm actually considering doing maybe an episode or two in the future just for the hell of it. But there was no computer involved for any creation of MGTOW News. It was all done on my iPad and iPod, and I can go over that later on in maybe other videos. But anyways, back to my early days. So software. I used the iMovie app when I started out, and guess what? I still do. That's right. This very video you're watching right now was recorded onto my 5th generation iPod Touch and edited 100% on iMovie. It worked for me, so you know what? I stuck to it. If it's not broken, why fix it? Now, my early videos were recorded onto my iPad Pro, which I currently use for thumbnails, keeping up with my YouTube channel, podcast, Twitter, and script writing. I didn't even use a mic. I literally just sat in the corner of my bed and read off my crappy Android phone, the very same one that I used, in fact, to record my first and only ever video for PowerPoint Learning. So I brought my mouth up close to the mic and tested audio levels, then established where I should distance my mouth from the iPad, and then I just read off my phone. Simple as that. Using the built-in mic from my iPad, my HTC Desire 626, and some creativity, the MGTOW Academy YouTube channel was born. I've obviously come a long way in terms of my creation process, which I will describe in other videos later on in the mini-series, but that's how I started out. Simple as that. I know I kind of sidetrack, something I tend to do frequently, so I apologize. But the idea is that you don't have to start off with super complicated, fancy equipment. Remember, the thumbnails, good audio, and all that stuff, that compliments you. All that stuff compliments you, not the other way around. You are the product the viewer or listener is looking for, not the thumbnail or the sound quality. They want to hear the information you have to convey. I could have just as easily recorded this video with my built-in microphone, and at the end of the day, the message is still the same. Obviously, we all prefer cleaner audio than something from a built-in mic, but that's just extra stuff to focus on later. For now, get in the habit of making content. I didn't say to worry about perfection just yet. Just do something and see what works, all right? Then learn from your mistakes and then carry on. That's really all I did when I first started out. That's really it. Don't worry too much about making it perfect. Just do what you can and put stuff out there. It probably will be bad. I'm not going to lie. It probably will be bad. But it's your job to fix that. We will all make mistakes. My first real video was about 5 reasons to not get married, I believe. And you know what? It was 20 minutes long. 5 bullet points, 5 concepts, or whatever you want to call it. Stretch out to 20 minutes. Yeah. Because because I didn't use the script. That was a mistake I made. I was like, oh, I don't need a script. I got this. Well, I didn't get this. I thought it sounded okay to me, but when I actually listened to it, I was like, oh, so it's not as good as I thought. So it's a mistake I made, and I learned from it. So that's just an example right there, you know. And I didn't take the video down. I kept it up there as a way to say, hey, I grew. I improved as a content creator. So it's all right. We all make mistakes. Your first video won't be the best, but you know what? I still put something out there, and I learned from my mistakes. All right? Just move on. As long as you learn from your mistakes, that's all that matters in the end. Also, you can ask some friends you trust for feedback. If you look at my earlier videos, in fact, you'll see a guy in the comments either call is it X-Prismate or Pristine. He's my friend, and I know him in real life, actually, so I asked him to critique my videos. He gave some constructive feedback, and I changed my content creation process based off of his advice. In fact, Pristine, as known on Twitter, and I'm not sure what his YouTube channel name or whatever is, but he's actually the guy who made the MGTOW Academy logo. So the logo you see from my profile picture and for the YouTube channel banner and even my Twitter banner, that is from, he made that. I made the MGTOW Academy show logo and MGTOW News, but he made the MGTOW Academy with the graduation cap thingy on it and the title and the orange text. He made that for me. So shout out to my good friend, Pristine. Anyways, back to feedback and constructive criticism. So you can get a friend to help you out, or if not, you can always check out online communities such as the amazing, wonderful podcasting subreddit. There's some amazing people in there who are willing to help out and give some advice. And speaking of that, if anyone here has some suggestions on how I can improve, feel free to let me know. That's an important thing. Like I said, practice what you preach. All right, practice what you preach. If there's something that I can improve on, feel free to let me know. And finally, remember that your voice is important. Make it flow naturally. It will sound bad to you at first. That's how it always is. It's natural for your voice to sound cringy to you, but that's normal. That's natural. All right. You'll get used to it eventually. It's not as bad as it sounds. Trust me. To optimize your vocal performance, I'd say stretch your mouth before recording. And yes, I mean stretch. I literally spend 2 minutes before recording, stretching my mouth in different directions. I just sit there and. Yeah, like, I'm a dumb person. I do lots of dumb things, but like if you walk into my room, I look so stupid. I'm just sitting there in front of a microphone. Everything's ready. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm like stretching my mouth, trying to get ready to record. But it does work, right? It's weird, but hey, it works. You know, it loosens your mouth up, and as a result, you will speak in a more collected and natural manner. You know, your pronunciation of words, it'll be more smooth. It'll be more natural. If there's ever any like complex words in there, like you're reading a bunch of complex terms, it'll flow through more smoother. So you know, it's more like, why shouldn't you do it, right? It's worked for me, and I'm sure it'll work for you. So stretch your mouth before recording. That's a big advice. That's a big tip that I would give to you guys. Also, put on some chapstick to prevent dry lips. That's what I always do. It always makes my recording sound better. And then it'll basically allow you to avoid the licking lips thing. You know, if you're recording, your lips get dry and you're sitting there like, you know what I mean? You don't want to be doing that in the middle of recording. So don't worry about dry lips. Just put some chapstick on before recording. You'll be good. And also, drink water. Room temperature is preferred. You'll be surprised at how quickly you get voice cracks when you're talking nonstop for 20 minutes. And I've talked nonstop for 30 minutes, 31 minutes, and I believe 25 seconds, something like that. So, yeah, it can be done with practice, but it takes some time. But another thing, don't try to deepen your voice. I haven't done it. I've never tried to be like, my name's MGTOW, okay? I never tried to artificially deepen my voice. I'm very appreciative for what I have. I appreciate my voice. It's I'm pretty happy with it. And even if you're not, don't worry about it. You're perfect the way you are. So don't try to deepen your voice to make it sound like something that's inhuman or something like that, or like some animal of some sort. Don't try to do it. As long as it sounds like a person, you're good. All right. At the end of the day, people just care about a natural sounding voice. That's like, imagine you're talking with someone at dinner or something, and you're just having a conversation. You're at a get together and you're talking. Imagine that type of scenario. That's how I just kind of choose what the way to talk. So don't try to artificially manipulate or change your voice. You're perfect the way you are. So guys, that's a wrap for today's video. I hope you guys learned some useful stuff, and hopefully you learned something that inspires you to start something. If not, I at least hope that you can apply this advice to somewhere in your life. Be sure to check back to the MGTOW Academy YouTube channel for more upcoming videos on this mini-series. The next video will be about the script writing process. For more updates, follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is at all caps MGTOW followed by Academy. The first A in Academy is capitalized. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments below or shoot me an email at mgtowacademy.media@gmail.com. Remember to smile, meditate, and enjoy life. This is MGTOW Academy signing off.